Story. Once upon a time. On today's episode, I'm going to be telling you an interesting story about a young man named Obina who had to sleep with mad pregnant women for money. Can you believe that? Well, before we get right into this business, please do well to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that you can be aware when we get more interesting stories like this. All right, let's go straight into it. Obina was a young man in his late 20s. He lived in a small village in southern eastern Nigeria where life was tough. Married to Ada, his childhood sweetheart, they had been struggling since the day they got married. Obina was a commercial motorcycle rider, popularly known as Okada rider, while Ada sold small items at the market. Life was hard, but they held on to hope, dreaming of better days. Their situation took a turn for the worse when Ada became pregnant. Medical bills, food and baby items became more than they could even afford. Every night, Ada would cry herself to sleep, worrying about their unborn child. Obina hated seeing his wife in pain, but what would he do? He was already working from dawn to dusk, yet their savings kept shrinking. The pressure began to mount as friends and family advised him to seek help from spiritual sources. Obina had heard tales of young men who suddenly became rich after doing rituals. He wasn't interested at first. He was raised in a Christian home and had always tried to do the right thing, but the sight of his wife's tears weakened his resolve. Poverty seemed to chase him everywhere he went, and he began to feel trapped. One evening, while sitting outside his house in deep thought, his old friend Chike visited him. Chike used to be as poor as Obina, but suddenly became wealthy overnight. He now drove a flashy car and had built a big house in the city. Everyone in the village gossiped about how he made his money, but no one knew the truth. Obina decided to ask Chike for advice. Obina, it's not easy, oh. Chike said, after hearing his friend's troubles. If you really want to escape poverty, you have to be ready to do what others can't. What do you mean? Obina asked, already suspecting where his conversation was headed. There's this powerful herbalist in a neighboring village. He can change your life, but the price is not easy to pay, Chike said in a low voice. Obina's heart raced. What kind of price? Chike paused, staring directly into Obina's eyes. You have to sleep with a mad pregnant woman. Not just any mad woman, but one that roams the streets of our village. The ritual has to be done in the dead of the night, and there are certain rules you must follow. Obina was horrified. Sleep with a mad woman? How is that even possible? See, I know it sounds crazy, but that's the price you have to pay for wealth, my brother, Chike said. After you do it, you will never have to worry about money again. The money will just come like magic, but you must follow the instructions carefully. Think about your wife and the child she's carrying. Is this the life you want for them? That night, Obina couldn't sleep. The idea of performing such a vile act disgusted him, but he couldn't stop thinking about the riches that awaited him. He imagined his life where he didn't have to struggle anymore, where Ada could have the best things in life, and where their child would be born into luxury and comfort. This temptation before Obina was very strong, and eventually that night, he made his final decision. We have come to the end of this episode of the story. Thank you for listening to this very time, and please come back for the second episode of this story so that you can find out how he ended up sleeping with mad pregnant women in his village just for money, and let's see if he really made that money. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm expecting you in the next episode. Bye.